So can anyone buy a business? Well, you probably expect me to say, yes, of course they can. But actually the answer is no. Not everyone can buy a business because otherwise everyone would be doing it, right? Now, the people who can buy a business successfully fall into certain categories. The first category is that they have to have ambition. They have to have a goal. And the people who are the most successful have an end goal in mind. Now, we call this a BHAG. What is a BHAG? A BHAG is a big, hairy, audacious goal. It's the goal that gets you out of bed in the morning, the goal that stops you from going to sleep at night, the goal that gets you excited about the future. And the most successful business buyers on my courses are the people who've got that big, hairy, audacious goal. They're in the future where they're looking forward to the future and they know that buying businesses is the route to that future. So you've got to have some ambition. You've got to have some drive. You've got to have some motivation. You see, I can teach you everything that you need to know. I think I'm pretty good at motivating people and inspiring you as well to reach your goal. But it's you that has to have the goal. I can't tell you what the goal is. Let me tell you some of the popular goals that people have. One might be paying off the mortgage. Pretty good goal to be mortgage free. Another one, to buy a holiday home in somewhere exotic, somewhere like the south of France or somewhere in Florida. That means that you've got somewhere to spend time with the family. So having a goal like that is just so important. Now, the next type of person who's really good at business buying is a curious person. Now, what does that mean? A curious person. You see, buying a business isn't you doing all the talking, it's about you doing all the listening. And the curious business buyer always wins because they ask the seller questions. And when you ask good quality questions, you get good quality answers. And when you ask those questions and listen to the answers, you understand the motivation of the seller. And the motivation of the seller will help you put together a deal that works to help them reach their goal at the same time as reaching yours. You get that win-win scenario that everyone is looking for. And when you're curious, you ask questions about what they want to achieve in the future. If you sold this business in the next 3 months, what would it look like to you? Also, curiosity about the business that they're selling. So, let me ask you something. When you're on holiday, who runs the business for you? And they say, oh, well, Joe. Joe always runs the business when we're on holiday. He's been here since the start. He knows everything about this business. And then you're thinking, aha, well, Joe is going to get a promotion because Joe is going to run this business when the sellers have gone because I'm not buying myself a job. More about that on another one of these videos. So what we're looking for then is someone who's got ambition, someone who's curious, and also, and I think this is very important, someone who's got a business head on their shoulders. Now, it's important when you buy a business, you understand what profit is, for example. You understand what cash flow is. And let me tell you now what the most important thing you need to know as a new business buyer is. You need to move from inertia to momentum. Now that sounds very dramatic, but let me tell you what it means. Inertia is where you are standing on the platform about to do the bungee jump, and you're looking over the edge of the platform, and the longer you look, the harder it is to jump. And eventually you need someone to push you, otherwise you will never do it. That's inertia. And too many people just watch the videos on YouTube, just listen to my podcast, but never actually do anything. So you need to move from inertia into momentum. What is momentum? Momentum is where you get moving. You start the training, you start doing stuff, you follow the homework, you get the motivation and inspiration from me, you get the education from me, you take those first steps, And then you discover that you can do it. You discover not only can you do it, but you enjoy it. And then you take more steps. You take the third step and the fourth step and the fifth step. And then you discover that you bought your first business. And once you bought your first business, you say, okay, let's do that again, but let's do it bigger next time. That is momentum. And part of my goal with videos like this is to move you from that inertia, because that isn't going to change anything in your life, to momentum, to actually doing something. Because when you start doing something, you start getting results. So if you're going to be successful at buying a business, move from inertia and start gaining momentum. You've come this far. Let's take the next step together, which is a free live training, and you can access it immediately. Just go to the description underneath this video. There is a link there at the top. Click the link and I will see you on the training.